Okay, I came on here just to say this real quick because I gotta get myself situated so I could head out. But this is to all the vulnerable single mothers, okay? All the vulnerable single mothers who have children, whether it be more than one, okay? Or even one, you know, that has come from, or not come from, but is living and who gets subsidies such as Section 8, Medicaid for your children, maybe in some states even Medi-Cal for you, or some type of state Medicaid for you as an adult, who receives SNAP, the food stamps program. I said Section 8. Okay, so this is the bottom line. To those vulnerable women where it's all on you, as it relates to those children, and you are on these things, this is a truth that I've learned through political and taking political science. Society really shuns on and looks down on individuals who are not in position to work a job that allows them to make the money that can, create or obtain cover their own expenses. Okay? Society has always looked down on those individuals. Society feels and has no problem with people who work, real jobs, meaning 40 hours plus, and work to provide for their own homes and contribute to the Social Security Fund, contribute to tax paying dollars. Society does not have a problem with those people needing support. However, it is hard for those people to get the support they need. That support is really intended to when they get older and they retire. Then you get your Medicare and stuff like that, your Social Security, checks from retirement or whatever that's called. That's what that is. So, this is what I am wanting to say to any mother who is on Section 8, any food stamps, Medicaid, anybody with children who really depend on these services. Maybe your child may be born with certain conditions, right? And they have certain barriers where they actually need more support medically. They need more resources to help them to thrive and have quality life. Any woman, young lady, old lady, middle-aged lady, whatever it is, let me tell you something. That way of living because if you look in some of our communities, some of our generations have generations of people who have lived in low-income housing, who have lived in projects, who have, received these things. And then you see in some families, the children end up living the same lifestyle. Let me tell y'all something, African American women. I'm talking to the women because we normally the ones who have the children and left with the children because all the baby daddies is gone or they flop in and out or however that is. And I'm speaking to that demographic, not the ones who got the constant daddy that is there and supporting them. But the people that I'm talking to is the ones I just said. Let me tell y'all something. It's over. Let me say it again. The ride is over. I'm going to say it again. The ride is over. It's over. Breathe. I could feel that triggering a lot of mothers. I could feel that creating a lot of fear. So breathe through that. Because even though that ride is over, there is a new ride beginning. And there is something that you can do to help you and your household not only just survive this, but actually thrive. You hear me? There is something you can do to put yourself in a position where you don't give a damn what they giving out, what they not giving out, what they taking away, and what they not taking away. Because you have allowed God to guide you into doing something differently. Single mamas. Cause and you know, I'm not talking to us that, you know, the ones that I'm talking to that they know who I'm talking to. Cause that old say, I had a homegirl say her uncle used to say, if you throw a rock, whatever dog barked, that's the one that got hit. There are women in our communities, and I ain't talking about other communities because I'm talking about us, okay? I'm talking to us because we got to help each other. We have to do our own healing, and we have to be responsible for our own healing. But those women that I'm talking to, you know, the ones that just work enough hours just to get food stamps, the ones who work just enough hours to get their benefits and don't do no more, them women. And I'm not talking about the ones who's doing that and going to school. Because that's you work little hours because all your time is focused on passing those classes and to get you a degree or a trade that's going to put you in a better pay bracket. I ain't talking to that woman. I'm talking to the woman who ain't really doing nothing outside of working a few hours so she could get her benefits. I'm talking to you. It's over. It is over. And for the vulnerable woman and in the vulnerable community, this is not the time to be laying up with nobody practicing unprotected sex and put yourself in a position where you will have yet another baby who won't be able to get no Medicaid and care and subsidy or whatever. Because working those regular jobs at Family Dollar, Ross, and you know, all of these little jobs that we work that's not career based and not just career based, but even pay you enough money to take care of your household. It's time to elevate, ladies. It's over. It is over. God is going to keep us. God is going to continue to keep us. God is going to continue to make way. But this whole relationship that we have had lately for the past generations with a sky daddy God, it's not, no, it's time to put that work in. Ladies, go to school. Go get yourself some education or some trade that will allow you to make the income you need. I don't care if you're going to school for plumbing. I don't care if you're going to school for, which is good, and anybody that's good with computers might want to check this out. If you go to school for coding, if you go to school for cybersecurity, if you go to school for carpentry, if you go to school for electrician, to become an electrician, if you go to school to be a phlebotomist and then move to another place that will pay you good, if you go to school to be a x-ray technician, whatever. But it is time to get yourself some type of skill or trade so that you can generate the income you need to take care of your household. Because the day for, that old vision that we've always seen in the ghetto, where the mom, where they do just a little bit of nothing, just enough to kind of survive, and don't challenge themselves to get further. That time is over, y'all. It's over. I just wanted to say that. I know you could kind of with the bill that has just passed, some people are informed. Some people that this is going to be impacting the most, unfortunately, a lot of them don't even know that this bill has been passed, and they don't even know that this bill is going to impact their lives, is about to change the way it is, because most of them people and individuals within that demographic, they don't listen and learn about stuff. Their minds is consumed with whatever's going on in their household. If it's a knucklehead, he worried about being a knucklehead. And if it's a woman that loves knucklehead, she worried about keeping her knucklehead. And just providing lights, gas, water, or whatever she got to do in her household. And they really don't know what's about to take place. But ladies, if you in that situation, do something to change your situation. True story, and I'm finna go because I gotta hurry up and get myself situated. You could tell I look like I'm around the house doing house stuff. My mother, and she don't mind me giving this testimony, had her first child, I believe at 15 or 16 years old. However, she was young. I believe she probably was in junior high. I believe she said that I don't think she made it to 8th grade. I mean to 9th grade. I think I remember her saying she was in junior high. She was enrolled in junior high school and cut both of them days. That's the story I remember. How she would, tell her relationship with education. She went on to live her life. She went on to go through life, and she lived through all of these different time frames in America. The worst of them all, the crack era, and went through what most of the adults went through at that time with that situation. She went to get treatment. And I'm telling this testimony because it's a mother out there that need to do this same blueprint. She went to go get treatment and stayed in treatment for a year. Because she was for real, she I'm not playing, I need the real one. And that was the best thing she could have given us as her children, was her making the decision to do that. And then when she got home, she decided, because by that time, my mama did not get on subsidies until we got on welfare when she came home, because my mother always had a job. My daddy always kept a job. They were working people. However, when she came home, she did not get a job. She decided to go back to school. Now, this is a woman who was, I would assume, I think she probably was in her 30s at this time, in her 30s, and had little education. It was junior high education, 4 kids now, okay? And her first baby she had when she was 15, 16 years old. And my mama, when she would get jobs, she got good paying jobs. Like she worked in social services, rehabilitated people into the workforce from, you know, coming from incarceration. Like she had these very stable jobs. But when she came home from that place, we was talking about it today, Pinehurst. She went back to school. She had to start from the beginning because she didn't even have a high school education or GED. She went to school, stayed in school until she finished her master's. When she got her master's, that's when she went to work. And when she went to work, she was making the kind of money that now she didn't need subsidy. She didn't need food stamps. She didn't need Medicaid. She didn't need Section 8. She went from living on low-income housing, Section 8, to securing a job at general hospitals, because my mama have worked at prominent hospitals, okay? General hospital with a master's degree in social work. And her goal was... this was her prayer. I remember she had a little praying place in the bathroom. She had the food stamp book, Medicaid card there. And her prayer was, one day I'm getting me and my children off of this. And she did. She went back to school, did not stop until she got her master's degree. When she got her master's degree, she went to work. She made good money. And she was able to purchase her first home. Okay? And I'm thinking, she's broke several generational curses off of my family. Because up until that point, out of my grandmother's lineage, none of us had graduated from school. College. And after that, after my mama did that, it ain't nothing but college graduates coming out my grandmother's lineage now. They boom, boom, boom. A whole fleet of social workers. And she bought her first home, which was a generational curse breaker, because my grandmother, as far as I remember, she never owned her home. We lived in the projects, okay? She was a mother of her wherever she was, and she was, but my mother changed that. And so I just got on here to encourage any mother that is raising children ultimately by herself and, have been able to take care of her kids because of Section 8 food stamps have helped, and Medicaid, and with those cuts coming, because they coming, okay? And now is the time to get yourself into some kind of trade school. And I'm going to say this, before you commit to any education, go Google what jobs AI is going to wipe out, because that's coming. That's already here. And make sure that you don't waste your time, no more time, doing something that you won't be able to benefit from. So Google search what jobs will, be wiped out, and whatever those jobs are, don't go in them. Or if you feel like, you know what, I've always wanted to do this. Let me try doing this. Let me see what this is about. Before you commit to that, go Google if that job or that career will be wiped out by AI. And if it is, don't waste your time. Ask God to lead you and guide you into what trade or skill or education you should go in. Okay? I love y'all. I pray my sisters, my beautiful sisters, my beautiful, beautiful mothers that have these children. I really pray that you really reevaluate your life. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. Trust me, I know what time it is. I've survived that stuff. I've made it through that stuff on the other side. I know the mindset that you're dealing with, that we deal with when we're in that place. Like, I've danced with it. I slept with it. I lived with it. I know it. And I'm telling you that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to come and love you the way that you deserve to be loved. Nobody gonna do it. Nobody. Until you do it to yourself first. And you show yourself you love yourself by putting yourself in a better position for you and your kids. That's the first step to loving yourself. And when you do that, then God will allow love to come and love you back. Love is in need of love, okay? But anyway, let me hurry up and get out of here and get situated. I just wanted to tell you that. Go, it's time, ladies. It ain't no more trying to ride the system and, manipulate. And when kids get older, you go have another baby to stay on subsidy. Your ass is going to be in the damn nut house using that strategy. That sick strategy, and no judgment, because I understand that mentality is in itself is a symptom of post-traumatic slave syndrome, because slavery has taught the black woman how to be baby breeders without the resources to take care of them. Because in slavery, we would breed babies and didn't have to worry about taking care of them because master come and sell it anyway. And lately here, we've been selling our own children off to systems, foster care systems, the penitentiary system, the educational system that is preparing them to, some of them for penitentiary. Because mine is in the education system, but I'll be darned, okay? But anyway, love y'all. Have a blessed day. Be good. Ladies, commit to some real independence. The Independence Day, 4th of July, make a declaration that you're going to put yourself in an independent situation where you are independent of all these systems, and you will allow God to build you and create in you what he has always intended for you to be. Okay?